Hello, hello, hello. This is Tanyag. I'm doing a quick video on referrals and introductions for Tanyag Company. So I'm basically going over this email, and then I'm going to open up a document that's going to really help you. So basically, what I want to do is say thank you for taking this time to learn how to refer Tanyag Company. The reason we're doing this process because we're a B2B company. We're not looking for anybody and everybody. We have a specific tier type of clients we're looking for, and we're doing this video to help our referral sources partners become effective and giving us this introductions referrals that are not only effective. I mean, there is a genuine need and we can help them, but also efficient. And also the other good thing about this process that I think it's awesome that you can, what I'm doing to help you help me get introductions referrals, you can do the same thing for other people. So in this email, basically, there are several documents, and really, it's really just basically one. It's one long document. So basically, what I'm going to do is give you three options, tell you who I want to meet, how to qualify them, what to say, and how to do it. And the reason we do this is because we want you to be not feeling obligated to do it. If you're not comfortable, let us know. But we want to make the process simple, and we want to help you be good at this. Because we want people to give referrals because we genuinely do care about helping them, and we are the expert of choice, and you believe that we can help your client. We don't want you to do it just because we're giving a tick for a tack. We want you to believe genuinely that we do help. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is pull up the document here. It's called Introductions for Tanyag Company. It's going to pop up really shortly. Oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Okay, here it is. All right, so we'll put it over here. So this is the referral process for Tanyag Company. So, the referral process is based on three things: who, what, and how. Who's a good intersection for a Tanyag Company? So Tanyag Company is looking for business owners in the blue-collar industry over $500,000 and more in annual revenue with at least 4 or more employees, such as HVAC, remodeling, plumbing, electrical, building, new construction, or roofing, who want to achieve $1 million in revenue or more. We find out that I have several trades people, and they do really well, and they've been with me for a long time. Tier 2 is what we call the independent contractor. It could be a real estate agent. It could be a salary plus commission bonus business development professional. Like I had a person who was a business development person for Serpro. I'm working with somebody who sells commercial fleets. So there are people who just do purely business development. Independent contractor. I do work with real estate agents, real estate brokers. Sometimes I get some financial advisors, but not really that many. I've worked with mortgage people, but it's somebody who has the ability to make over 6-figure income, but doesn't own their own business. But I call it business in the business, and that's the independent contractor route. And there are people that are designed what they call business development. Their whole job is to go and bring in the business in and manage the project, and they can make over 6-figure. I'm looking for those people because I want people who want to make over $125,000 net. I mean, real estate, you can make over $125,000 net. I know some business development people that make over $125,000 gross. I mean, or $150,000 gross. So those are the people I want to meet. And tier three is the broker, owner of a residential real estate mortgage company, has 20 independent contractors, because I can do training for them, or are starting or established franchisor with franchises to train. And so what I help them do is how to train them and how to grow and run their business. And that's who I'm looking for. So when you're thinking about introducing people, you want to look at from a perspective is it a business owner? Are they doing over $500,000 revenue or more? Are they an independent contractor? Do they really want to grow a business? Do they want to make 6-figure? Are they a broker owner, or they have people they have to train or supervise or manage, that her job is to run or grow the business? That's one of the things, like in tier 3, that I like to be paid to train or speak in that. Then I put in there what's not a good referral. Direct sale, multi-level marketing professionals. I've worked with in the past and have had great success with them, but they usually don't stay with me, and they're pretty cheap about spending money. Somebody who has a part-time business and owner, or part-time business owner, partner sales professional, they literally are not good referrals for me just because they're introductions, because they're not going to pay the money or devote the time. Somebody who has a negative attitude or cocky attitude, that's really somebody I don't want to work with. I don't like people or see the value of people. I find people who own businesses or salespeople, they just see people as transaction, not a relationship. Somebody who has multiple businesses or sales professionals, and this is pertaining that they're doing everything. They don't have anybody who's replaced them in that role. They just like to sell 4 or 5 different items. They have 4 or 5 different businesses, but they're still the primary driver of the business. That's not a good referral for me because I can't really help them. Another one, somebody in a personal crisis, ongoing personal drama in their lives. I find there's some great people in business, but they have personal drama, and it's very hard for them to focus and grow in their business. And secondly, I'm not a life coach. And then the other one is a do-it-yourself business owner or a person who hates or begrudgingly having to pay for service they believe they can do themselves or better. That's not a good referral for me because they're high maintenance and they already believe they know the answers, and they're not going to see the value and what I have to offer. They're just going to be about they'll get the information, but they won't provide any value in exchange because they believe, they should have done it themselves, and they'll be a pain in the butt. So those are not good referrals. And then when you identify the who, then what I want you to say about Arnold Tanyag Company, we want to break it down in 2 parts. One is you want to qualify the need to be genuine willingness to act, and then their number 2 is promotion and conversion statement. And what this basically means is you're going to qualify if the need is really genuine and they're willing to act, and then we promote me and my company and ask them. And so I'm going to explain this process. So when I give referrals, I ask people, I'll give you an example. Like I was talking to I was working with somebody in the legal services. They say, hey, here's who I work with. So I talked to one of my clients and say, hey, look, looks like your biggest challenge right now is contracts. He goes, yeah, it's when I ask him, what's your biggest? Oh, it's contracts. Sounds like you have some issues with contracts. Well, let me introduce you to so-and-so, he does this and that, and he helps people with contracts. So, are you open to the idea? I mean, do you have a genuine need? So when you're qualifying people, you really, like in my business, you really need to know if they, first of all, what their biggest challenge is. Like, what is your biggest challenge right now? Well, their challenge is like, oh, I need to grow my business. Well, let me introduce you to Arnold Tanyag Company. He helps business owners have more money and time by getting out of the day-to-day. So from experiences, normally business owners have 3 options. You can say, well, he could help you, but it all depends on how you see help from working with somebody like in his position. Number 1, he said a lot of business owners are do-it-yourself. They'll do everything their own. They don't pay for anything. And if they do have to pay for it, it's the worst case scenario, and they don't really like it. They're mostly do-it-yourselfers. They'll do everything on Google, Bing, and Yahoo and do it for free, but they'll never pay for anything. And they know they need to fix it or address it, but they don't want to pay for nothing. They don't see the value. Option B is he's met business owners or business professionals who personally invest in their business, invest in their personal development, because they're willing to give the time and money to help them work through it, and they're willing to pay for somebody for that, because they know they can't do it on their own, and secondly, they don't want to do it on their own. They want somebody to help them work through that, mentor them, or help them brainstorm or think through it, and that's how they handle a lot of their challenges, is seek professional help or accountability. Option C is somebody in the middle, because it depends on the right situation, right solution, right person, company who can help, because the pain is so bad, they have to make a change. So if your business challenge is growing your business, I mean, which one are you? I mean, are you the type of person that does it yourself, or are you the type of person who looks for somebody because that's how you handle challenges? You find experts and you're willing to pay time and money. Or number 3, it depends, right time, right situation, right moment, right company, and the pain gets so bad you have to find somebody. So which option are you? And they're going to say I'm option A. I said, well, hey, look, he can't help you. Because he's not a good fit for you, because, thanks for your time. And if he says option C, well, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at in taking action and working through this challenge? Like I had a gentleman who said, he wanted to grow his business and he wanted to do by referral. And I asked him, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at? He said 7. I said, well, that's not a yes, because 9 to 10 is yes. So what would it take for you to go from a 7 to 9? He said, well, I really need to go ahead and pay some debt down and then, and go to business. So I said, well, is that it? Or how about if you do bring in the business you would that be 9 to 10? So we were just dialoguing back and forth, and he realized that he needed to do something, but he wasn't sure until I helped him clarify the scale. And when I talk about the scale, when you ask them on a scale of 1 to 10, that gives them an objective answer, not subjective. If they answer 1 to 6, you tell them, hey, it sounds like you're not ready to make a change right now. So let me know when the situation changes. I'll introduce you. If they say 7, 8, what would it take to move 9 to 10? And if the option B that they do invest and they're looking for help like that, then you read out this I call it promotion and conversion statement. Hey, I know Arnell Tanyag for a while. I've been working with him and helping my business grow, seeing great results. I know people who have great results. His company help you double your income, grow a business. I've seen how he's changed my business. Hey, result in your business owner, and that you're getting more time and money. So when you meet him, if you do need his business, let his company help you. Let him help you. Or and some people say just give him a shot. And they'll say, ask them, how about it? And then just be quiet and say, could I connect you? And then you go right into the how. And the how really depends on the situation. Like, for example, the how could be, look, he's got a workshop coming out. Let me go ahead and invite you to the workshop and introduce him. Or, hey, look, we can do a conference call right now. I'll call you and him and talk on the phone, and I can facilitate maybe a time for you guys to meet. Or number 3, let me send an email with you and his number, and you guys can talk. Because here's the interesting thing. When I give out referrals, I want to do my best, and I go back to this is to qualify the need. If there's a genuine need and the willingness to take act. Because it's not a referral where they have an urgent need to act right now, but it's a possible need. Now the question is how serious they are to take action. And I really believe when we're doing these introductions versus referrals, we're getting introduced before the need becomes urgent and they have to find somebody, then you're going into competition. So when I have people watch this video and explain the qualifying, is that when I want to introduce somebody, I want to qualify the need to be genuine and explain them how they can work, how they can benefit, and ask them if it's okay to make the introduction. And if it is, let me connect you, and if they do well, you like them, give them a shot. Because really what it is I'm just genuinely qualifying. So I'm asking my referral sources to really dig a little bit deeper. Because I've gotten, like this week, I've gotten a couple of introductions, but none of them, I got an introduction to a real estate agent. I got an introduction to a business coach. The 2 people who introduced me are great people, but what they didn't do is qualified if the person had a genuine need. Meaning that one of the realtors they introduced, met him at a network event. He does 45 transactions a year. He builds his SOI. He's like, I don't need any help. I think he said he wanted to meet with me, but the person who made the introduction just didn't qualify and say, hey, look, I want to introduce a guy because what's your biggest challenge right now? it sounds like you're doing really well. I got a guy who helps people grow their business, and you can go through this dialogue of options and how to, but I talked to the guy and he's not interested. So was it a good introduction? It was an introduction. It wasn't a good one, but I'll take no introduction. But I call the person up and say, hey, let me give you this process. Then I got an introduction from a realtor today to a business coach who said she wanted to talk about networking, but finding out she works a full-time job and she also does coaching on the side, 2 incomes, and she wants to learn on network, but she wants to go national. She already has a business coach that I know of. So, and so I said, well, let me have you come check out this book club. But the person who introduced me genuinely thought I could help her. But after I qualified her more, I don't really think she needs my help. Because she already works a full-time job. She wants to scale it national. She doesn't want to, she wants to learn how to network, but she's not sure she wants to do that because she has the time and she wants to go virtual. So was it a good introduction? No, it was an introduction. Now, after me qualifying, I don't know. So I said, hey, why don't you come to this book club, see how it is? Because here's the thing is, I know how to network when you want to go to a national perspective, because I've seen it through the coach I follow. But the challenging thing is being introduced to this person. The difficult part was the person who introduced me to her. I don't think they qualified her or not. I don't think they just assumed that she said networking. She said, well, I want to learn how to network. She said, well, hey, is that something you want to do? Is that something you really need help on? Is that something you would pay somebody to have you do? And I don't think my person who introduced me asked that. Because in the B2B market, you really have to be really good at asking people if the need they're saying or the need you recognize is a genuine need and they're willing to take action. I think we recognize the need, but we don't ask the person to tell us that need is genuine and they want to take action on it. We assume. And I've learned over the last year or so that I have to, if I recognize the need, I said, well, it sounds like you have a need. This is a genuine need that you need to take action on. Tell me why. Okay, great. Can I make the introduction? And here's why. Because I really want to qualify the need, and then I promote the person, and then the conversion statement is, hey, if you like them, they like what you do, give them a shot. And because what you don't want to do is have people introduce you to a bunch of referrals or introductions, and they're just not qualified, meaning that there's no genuine need, they're not fit your target market, and then literally it just ends up feeling like it's a waste of time. And that's because we, as people who build our business on word of mouth and referrals and introductions, we have to educate our referral sources on the best way to do that. And the biggest challenge is that if we don't have a process to educate them, then we leave it upon their experience and their knowledge. And sometimes they'll get it right, and some people do, but a lot of people get it wrong. And they don't do it intentionally wrong. It's that we just don't give them feedback. So again, this whole process about Team and Tanyag introductions referrals is look at the who. Usually the who is a little bit easier depending if you're working with these types of industries and these niches. It's the qualifying that people have a hard time. And I tell them the qualifying is just asking them if they genuinely have a need that Tanyag Company can help. If they don't show any interest or not interested in meeting with me or interested in getting the need fixed, then don't worry about it. You can just move on. If they show a genuine interest or they're open to the idea, all you're really doing is qualifying them to see if the need is urgent and you want to take action. And then once they do that, you go through this, again, promoted conversion statement, and you just pick the option. I know it's a little bit long in the process, but I believe, and I see this in even me, when I introduce people, I go through this. I go through this whole process that works, and I'm really good at connecting and giving good introductions where people have actually closed deals out of it. What I found out is I don't get the same type of return because I realize I have to teach people the process I learned that helps them get deals for them or get introductions, referrals that have a high closing ratio. I need to teach people to do the same for me. So I've created this process. And then if you have somebody who's not in the who, like, I have this thing about my 3 tiers. You think they're like a startup, they're really hungry, they really will do everything you suggest them to do. They're really committed, you trust them, they're going to spend the money, they see the value, and that might be the only exception. But the reason I chose these 3 tiers is because I've looked at my business and realized these are the 3 tiers I'm going to focus on. But there is always exceptions. So if you have somebody who's not this 3 tier, but they're hungry, they want to grow, and they will pay the money, then I'll sit down and talk to them just because you can vouch for them. Again, I wanted to take a moment and thank you for watching this video, and I really appreciate it. Again, this is the process on how to introduce and refer a Tanyag Company, and I really want to say thank you for this. If you have any questions or have any challenges, let me know. When I send this video to people, they watch it, they listen to it, they look at the information, and then let's brainstorm. Because if you can do this for me, you can teach other people to do it for you. It's a process that I know over the last 2 or 3 years works really well. When I stick to it, I'm able to set up introductions for people. And in turn, I want to teach them to do the same for me. So you can take this information, I'm helping you, help me. You can use it to help other people help you get more business. So if you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to reach out. But again, thanks for listening to this, and I hope this was helpful. Thank you.